recording on. I think we're ready. So find your way onto your mat if you're not there yet. We'll start in a comfortable seat today. And then I recommend a couple of blocks or a chair out in front of your mat, depending on what you have available. We're going to do a little bit of balancey stuff, not too much on the wrists or the arms today, but a little bit extra on the legs. And then obviously we'll stretch all that out. So don't worry, don't let that make you scared. But a chair in front of your mat or a couch next to your mat or 2 blocks will all do the trick. So find something if you think that that sounds appealing or like it would be helpful. And then sit comfortably. I'm going to use my 2 blocks. One will go underneath me, one will wait at the top of my mat. And once you're in a good, comfortable seat with your spine upright and tall, palms can rest in your lap or on your thighs. And you can just close your eyes down, start to work on your breath. Check in with the way the breath shows up first and foremost. Usually it's more on the rapid, shallow side of things. And instead of allowing for that to continue, probably you don't even have to encourage all that much, but we sort of inherently know that the breath should be slow to calm us down, and that we want to try to spread it out. So when you inhale, just picture more space for the breath to come into. When you exhale, feel your foundation underneath you, feel your shoulders relax. Let your facial muscles smooth out and your jaws soften. Have this nice cyclical process of inhales and exhales that become sort of like a rhythm. And this rhythm is calming and energizing all at once. Fueling up on the breath, but also mentally focusing in, calming down. Maintain the breath at the deepest capacity you have so far, but that will change periodically and really every few minutes as we practice. But here and now, your breath is the deepest it's been so far, but 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes from now, the breath may be even deeper. Even if it's subtle, to notice the difference. Keep encouraging that shift and that spreading out of the breath. And then determine what else is going on in your body. Notice aches or pains or tight areas or aggravated spots. Maybe suddenly you're aware that the right side of the neck is shorter than the left, or the left shoulder is elevated higher. Kind of rounding the spine forward or arching the spine back. So try to balance things out as best you can, just at this very base level, before we've done too much, before we've moved around. And then turn your attention to a goal that you might have or an intention that you can set. Over the course of this next hour that we practice, is there something that you can either dedicate this to or have in mind? Or is there maybe something that you're working towards? Something you're manifesting or trying to create or really focusing your energy on? And take 5 more breaths. Just be open-minded to that question. And if an answer comes, let it come. If nothing shows up yet, just focus on breathing. And then next inhale, palms come together at your heart. Exhale, gently bow your head to your hands. Offer something up. And then lift your head, float open your eyes. And we'll start simple. So make sure you're still sitting comfortably. Switch up the legs or switch up your seat if you need to. You'll take your right ear towards your right shoulder. And then spin your gaze down and towards the right. And then tuck your chin just a little closer to your chest. So we get this nice long spread of muscle in the back left side of the neck. Take your right hand up and overhead and place it either on the back left corner of your skull or on your temple if you can get there. It kind of depends on your hair and what's comfortable in your shoulders. And then drop the right shoulder down and back. Reach the left arm straight open to the right, or straight open to the left. And then close the eyes. And try to keep the wrist in line with the shoulder on that left arm. And gently just start to rotate your left wrist. You can do it with the fingers spread wide. You can curl the fingers together into a little fist, whatever makes sense. Whatever feels good in the moment. And after one more wrist circle pause, and see if you can go the opposite way. And typically one direction will be a little less fluid than the other. So just notice that if that's the case. And then one more inhale there. Exhale, you can open up the eyes, take this left arm across your body. So now your left arm's going to the right. Take your right arm, hook the left elbow with the inside of your right elbow and just gently draw that right arm across your body. Try not to turn your body to the right because you'll lose the stretch. So keep yourself squared forward to the front of your mat or to whatever direction you're facing. And then notice maybe the space between the shoulder blade and spine, or maybe the front of the shoulder or back of the shoulder. Take one more inhale, stay right there. Exhale, left fingertips are going to come down and towards the left. Right arm is going to sweep up and over. So 3 different stretches, 3 different areas. Notice what you feel. Reach through the right fingertips, but ground through the right sits bone. Take one more inhale. And then use your belly. Exhale, lift yourself up to center. As you come upright, pause. And now we'll go left ear, left shoulder. Spin the gaze down and towards the left. And tuck the chin to the chest. So now we've got this longer muscle area on the back right side of the skull. So keep that. That's what we're looking to stretch. Take the left arm up and over. Find the back of the skull, maybe the temple, whatever's comfortable. Drop the left shoulder down. Reach the right arm open to the right. And then close the eyes. Now, as you spread out that back of the neck area, you can start to rotate your right wrist. Again, you can go fingers extended or fingers balled into a fist. Doesn't matter. But since we already did one side, try to balance out. See if you can do the same thing on the second side. Try to keep the wrist in line with the shoulder. So there's a little deltoid work there. A little effort in the arm, and then pause, reverse, go the opposite way. Same circles, opposite direction. Notice if the direction that you didn't start with is maybe a little less fluid. And one more circle. And when you finish that, you can lift your head, float open your eyes, take the right arm across your body, catch the right elbow with the inner left elbow. And same thing, square your chest forward and just gently bring the arm across your body. So you may feel the top of the shoulder here, the deltoid area. You may feel between the shoulder blade and spine. You may feel very little if that area is fairly open, which would be ideal. It'd be nice to go through a yoga practice feeling very minimal stretch, but still being able to stay focused and gather sensations. Take one more inhale, stay right there. Exhale, release that. Right fingertips come down and to the right. Left arm's going to stretch up and overhead, palm facing down. It's like you're spinning your chest and your rib cage open to the ceiling. Get a nice side body stretch. Try to ground through your hip and pelvis. Take an inhale, stay. And And then exhale, root down through your pelvis, tone through your belly, lift all the way up through center. And let's shift into a tabletop position on our hands and knees. So any props that you have can go up towards the top of the mat. And then just take a moment to reconfigure. If you need a cushion for under your knees, always have a blanket or something nearby. Towel works just as well. And then grip the mat with knuckles and finger pads. Inhale, cow pose your spine. See what that feels like. Crown of the head and tailbone lift up. And then exhale, cat pose your spine instead. Round the back and hollow out the belly. And then keep that cycle going. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Two more. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And one more cycle. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And then back to neutral. Walk the hands a little bit forward, curl the toes. Stretch it back, downward facing dog. When you stretch into your down dog, note that you don't want to see the heels. You want them to be hidden by the tops of your feet because your feet are parallel here. And if you peek forward at your hands, the palms of your hands are pretty wide. They're almost as wide as your mat. Pointer fingers typically pointing forward feels the best. And you want your pointer finger to line up with about the outer border of the shoulder. So you can get really geometric with it, but then also there's room for individual expression. So if you try out that blueprint and it doesn't feel quite right, keep playing with the blueprint. Go a little wider or a little closer together. Turn the hands slightly in, slightly out, and see what feels the best for you. Now from here, inhale forward, plank pose, top of a push-up. Feel free to do it with knees down so it's a little more supported if you like. Tone the belly, wrap the elbows and the outer arms down and in. So it's like your armpit is firming towards your hips. And then downward facing dog, lift the hips up. We'll do that same thing again. Inhale, come forward plank or knees down plank. Whichever you like. Exhale, downward facing dog. And then one more time. Do your best. Inhale forward to plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. And then keep your feet where they are at the back of the mat. Walk your hands all the way back to your toes. And when you get back there, bend your knees, belly to your thighs, grab hold of opposite elbows, and do a little sway from side to side. If you like, you can lean front to back, and if grabbing opposite elbows doesn't feel secure enough, you can always drop your arms, maybe your fingertips come down to support you. Same pose, different options. Just give yourself a moment to see what's happening in the hamstrings, the lower legs, the lower back. One more inhale, do a little sway side to side. Exhale, come on back to center, bend your knees, place your palms, walk it all the way out, downward facing dog. And then let's pick the right leg up into the air, three-legged dog. From there, bend the knee, open up the hip. Remember, you can always do this from tabletop instead, if that seems like a better option. And then right knee to your nose, come forward, lift the shin bone up, look where you want to step, and step all the way up there, or grab the heels, sweep it up. Now, fingertips work great. If you've got blocks for leverage, or if you have a chair out in front of you, you can reach forward and grab that, or use those, whatever makes sense so that you can feel a little more confident in your arms supporting you. Inhale, straighten out the right leg any amount. And then exhale, bend the right knee back to a square. And three more like that. Inhale, right leg straightens. Exhale, bend the knee. Again, inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Last one, inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend the knee, left knee comes down. Scoot the left knee back a little bit, point the toes. Again, you can add a cushion if you like. Go for the higher block setting if you're using them. Inhale, cow pose your spine. Lift up through your heart. And then exhale, cat pose your spine and round through your back. Then we'll repeat. Inhale, cow, lift the heart. Exhale, cat, round the back. Two more. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And then last one like that. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Now come back to neutral, stretch your right leg towards straight. Blocks can adjust or fingertips can slide their way back. Find the best setting for you. Inhale, chest towards your right big toe. This one probably will be tight for most of us. And then exhale, fold over the right leg. For 5. Elbows wrap in, head gets heavy. For 4. Slow, steady breath, soft jaws for 3. And 2. And then last one, deep breath in, stay. Exhale, bend your right knee, step your right foot flat. Props to the side. If you're using them, fingertips frame out the right foot. Curl the left toes, lift the left knee, and step all the way forward. Left foot meets the right. Inhale, half lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold yourself back in. And then press down through your feet. Inhale, reach the arms around and up. Urdhva Hastasana. And exhale, Samastitihi, palms together in prayer. And then a sun A to get us back. Middle part is optional. Inhale, circle the arms around and up. Exhale, swan dive all the way forward and touch the mat. Inhale, look forward, lift halfway. And then with your exhale, step back, plank pose. Now maybe you pause in plank like we did earlier and then just shift back to down dog. Or maybe, if you feel pretty good, lean forward, lower halfway. And then all the way down. Point your feet, squeeze your legs. Inhale, curl the chest up for cobra. We won't do too many of these, so linger here. Really open the heart. Front of the body gets lengthened. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Hips to the sky. Pedal out your feet once you're back there. Notice if anything feels different. Maybe the right leg is a little warmer than the left, or it feels a little longer than the left. And then aiming for balance, inhale, the left leg sweeps up and back. You can bend the knee, open up the hip. And then left knee to your nose, come forward, lift the shin bone up, and take a step forward with your left foot, or help it to get into place. And then props if you need them. Frame out your left foot, otherwise fingertips. Inhale, straighten out the left leg. Exhale, bend the left knee. And 3 more like that. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Again, inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. And one more time, inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend the left knee, right knee comes down. Scoot the right knee back a little bit, point the toes, maybe go for higher blocks if you've got them. Inhale, cow pose the spine, lift up through the chest. And then exhale, cat pose the spine and round the back. And then we'll do it again, 3 more. Inhale, cow pose, so same spine as cobra pose. We get that opening of the heart again. Exhale, cat pose, round the back. Repeat, inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And last one, inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And then back to neutral, stretch the left leg towards straight. Half Hanuman. Inhale, chest towards your left big toe, shoulders back. And then exhale, give it a fold for 5. And 4. Shoulders relax down the back. 3. 2. And last one, deep breath in. Exhale, bend the left knee. Again, props to the side, unless you need them to step forward. Otherwise, fingertips come down, curl the right toes, lift the right knee, step all the way up top of the mat. Inhale, half lift lengthen. This time it's a little different. Exhale, fold in over your legs. Now spread all 10 of your toes nice and wide. Keep them softly connected to the mat. So make sure your toes aren't gripping the way your hands will grip. And then kick up your right heel. Interlace your fingers in front of your right shin. And slowly with control, push the ground away. Come all the way upright. See if you can bring that right leg with you. Now, option number one, this is your pose. You might even stand up and then bring the leg up, which is fine. You could step over to some wall space, or this is a good time to have maybe a chair or something next to you so you can cheat with it a little bit and counterbalance. Now, once you're ready, left hand, left hip. If you want to move further, open the right knee to the right, and then release that right leg and step your right foot somewhere on your inner left leg. So higher is harder, lower gets easier. You can go calf or ankle, toes on the floor to make it a little more secure for yourself, and then square the chest forward. Peel the arms up into the air. Palms face one another. Check on the toes. Make sure they're not gripping. And we'll stay for 5. Find a deep, slow, steady breath. For 4. And 3. Last 2. And 1. Now palms to prayer. Do your best. See if you can hover the right knee in front of you just for a moment. And then see if instead of falling out, you can step your way back to mountain pose, Tadasana. Right foot meets the left, little pause, feet parallel. Inhale, circle the arms around and up. Urdhva Hastasana, like you want to touch the ceiling. Exhale, swan dive all the way forward. Soften the knees, touch the mat. Inhale, half lift, lengthen. Palms to shins or fingers down. Exhale, fold back in. And then right into the second side, kick up your left heel. Spread all your toes. Interlace fingers in front of the left shin. Give it a try from the ground up, and then you may need to work from the top down. Push the ground away, come all the way upright to stand. And same thing, if you need some wall space or a chair or a little different support, that's fine. You may even just step to some harder flooring than your sticky mat, which can be a little more secure. Now, if you're still with me, moving on, right hand, right hip. Open the left knee to the left. And then place the left foot somewhere on the right leg. So inner thigh, inner calf, inner ankle. You choose. Square the hips and pelvis forward. Square the chest forward as well. Make sure you're not turning to the left, and then reach the arms up into the air. And then stay and breathe. We're here for 5. And 4. Try to relax the shoulders. For 3. And 2. And then last one here, deep breath in. Exhale, sink the palms back down to prayer. Let them land in front of your heart. Hover your left knee for a moment. Try to hold your balance there. And then step, slow with control if you can, Tadasana, mountain pose, feet parallel, top of the mat. Shake it out a little bit if either of the legs are tired. And then sun A from here. Inhale, circle the arms around and up. Exhale, swan dive all the way forward and touch the mat. Or your shins or your props. Inhale, half lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold, bend your knees, place your palms, step back, plank pose again. Now, one more time, you'll have the option to do a full vinyasa, which is plank, chaturanga, back bend, down dog, or you can just go down dog from here. So if you're feeling tired, go for down dog. Otherwise, lean forward, lower halfway, maybe all the way down. Point your feet, inhale, curl the chest up. And then exhale, downward facing dog, hips to the sky, thigh bones press back. Pedal out your feet, rock a little side to side. See where there's new space opening up or resisting space, not opening up so much. And then before we do anything else, standing or balancing, let's walk the hands back towards the toes. Walk yourself to the back of the mat, or you can meet halfway if that's too much. Step the feet a few steps forward, step the hands a few steps back. End up with hands and feet together, palms to shins. Inhale, lengthen forward. Goalpost the elbows, palms face the floor. And let's go right side eagle arms. So right elbow under the left. Your choice, grab shoulders, backs of palms or palms together, and then reach the elbows way forward. Keep the reach and exhale, fold over your legs. And then when you get there, sway a little side to side. Try to use your body weight to find the best stretches. Leaning forward and right, or backward and left, or straight out to the right, or straight out to the left, maybe gives you a different stretch. And sometimes that stretch might be just what you need to unlock something. Stay here for 2 more. And last one here, deep breath in. Exhale, come on back to center, unravel the arms, palms to shins, half lift, lengthen. Goal post the elbows again, this time left elbow under the right. So come back to your same eagle arms if you can match it up. Reach the elbows forward, and then again, lead with the elbows, take a fold. Let your head hang nice and heavy, do a little shifting side to side. And breathe. Slow, steady, deep breath. We're here for 3. And 2. And 1. Come on back to center, unravel the arms, bend the knees, place the palms, walk it out. And let's child's pose for a couple of breaths. Knees wide, big toes together. Stretch the arms up and overhead, close your eyes. Make sure your breath is at its optimized level. So could it be deeper, slower, more mindful, more something? In this position, try to firm the outer arms down again. Try to spread the chest and the collarbones and the shoulder blades all apart. If you're taking up more space for the lungs to access. And then let's do our last bit of balance and movement work from here. So press down, lift up, tabletop. Work your way through hands and knees. And then curl the toes, lift the hips. Downward facing dog. Adjust your hands as much as you need to. Pedal out the feet in your down dog. Rock a little side to side. Give us a little bit more light to work with. And then let's go right leg up into the air again. 3-legged dog. Bend the knee, open up the hip. Now right knee to your nose, just like before, lift the shin bone up, make some space, and step the foot between your thumbs. This time we're thinking crescent lunge. So make sure that the feet are hips width apart, and then root down to rise all the way up. Taking your time, pelvis neutral, ribs towards the spine, arms reach up into the air. Now the first part of our sequence here is going to be a little balancy, so don't get frustrated, just do your best. Inhale, straighten out the right leg. Exhale, bend your right knee to a square, bring your torso halfway forward and sweep your arms back. So this could be your pose. You could just kind of wait the whole rest of the balance out in this situation. We'll meet you back here soon. Otherwise, see if you trust yourself, ground through your right foot. Remember not to let your toes grip the mat, and pull your left knee to your chest, stand all the way up. Fingertips towards the ceiling, right outer hip firms in. Maybe you try it, you don't like it. Next time you decide to skip this part, from here, you're going to sweep the arms and the left leg back behind you. Warrior 3. You could reach down and have some blocks handy, or you could reach out and have a chair or a wall in front of you, or you could keep the arms back alongside of you. And then you'll soften the right knee. Left toes tap down back of the mat, and we're back in that 45-degree lunge. So you could be hanging out here the whole time. We're going to do 3 more rounds, trying to finesse it and make it a little more smooth. Inhale, same thing. Reach up, stretch up. Right leg straightens, fingertips to the sky. Exhale, halfway forward, arms sweep back. Stay here, or trust yourself. Left knee to your chest, arms reach up. And then from there, maybe warrior 3. See if you can linger. Chest forward, left toes back. And then land 45-degree lunge. Maybe you've been waiting there. And we've got 2 more, same thing. Inhale, reach up, stretch up. Exhale, halfway forward, you might stay. If you're up for it, left knee to your chest, stand strong on your right leg. Arms reach up, and then you sweep it all back. Warrior 3. Chest forward, left toes reaching back behind you, and then land back in your lunge. Last one, best one. Do your best. Inhale, reach up, stretch up. Right leg should be getting tired. Exhale, halfway forward, arms sweep back. Stay there, or float the left leg, reach the arms. And then sweep it all back, warrior three. Now from here, soften the right knee, left toes tap down. We're all back in this same spot. You're gonna open around to your left, spin the left heel down, straighten the right leg for a moment, set up your warrior two, make sure those left toes behind you are angled forward, and then bend your right knee to a square. Once you're in a familiar place, you know your knees are safe, you've got the right knee above the ankle, you'll lean forward, flip the right palm, inhale, peaceful warrior. And exhale, side angle pose, top arm up and over. And then repeat, inhale, peaceful. Exhale, side angle. Inhale one more time, peaceful warrior. Exhale, side angle. Inhale to a straight-legged warrior two, which is relative, so you may still have a bend in the right knee. Draw back on the right hip, lengthen forward, and come into triangle pose. So right hand comes down, maybe to your shin, maybe to a block. Left arm opens up. We're here for 5. And 4, try to reach through the arms, spread the chest open. 3, 2, and 1. Press down, lift up, warrior 2, just for a moment. Right knee bends, arms reach wide. And then cartwheel the arms down, frame out the right foot. Spin to the ball of the left foot behind you, set the left knee down. Maybe grab your props. We're coming back to half Hanuman. So this time it's possible the leg wants to go a little straighter. It's possible it doesn't. So see how you feel about that, and maybe cushion the back knee if you need to. Inhale, chest towards your right big toe, shoulders back. And then exhale, fold over the right leg. Try to keep the chest reaching, but let the head get heavy. And then close the eyes and breathe. We are all done with right leg standing poses. We've just got to get through the left side. Notice how you feel. Maybe you're feeling frustrated with balance. Maybe you're feeling tired. Maybe you did a really great job. You're proud of yourself, patting yourself on the back. Regardless of what emotions come up or what thoughts come up, see if you can come back to your breath instead. Even if you're proud of yourself, see if you can choose the breath for now, and then you can reflect on that later. Last one here, big inhale. Exhale, lift up a little bit. You're going to bend the right knee and just sneak the right leg back to meet the left behind you. Blocks to the side. If you're using them, palms flat, tabletop position. Inhale, cow pose your spine. Exhale, cat pose your spine. If you'd rather have a vinyasa, if you like a little more intensity, go for that. Otherwise, 2 more like that. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat pose. One more time. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And then back to neutral from there. Walk the hands a little forward, curl the toes, lift the hips. We've got that last bit of left side standing work. Starting with the balance, so pedal out the feet. Rock the hips a little side to side. This is your last time hanging out in down dog, so just see how it's different. See how it's changed. See if maybe you like it a little better. You're supposed to not really like or dislike, but maybe it feels a little more comfortable or home-like to be here. And then left side, inhale, sweep your left leg up and back. You can bend the knee, open the hip if you like. Left knee to your nose, come forward. Lift the shin bone up and then take a step. Make sure your feet are hips width apart. And then you're thinking balance, press down, come all the way up. Neutral pelvis, ribs towards the spine, arms reach up. Let's get right after it. Inhale, straighten out the left leg. Exhale, come halfway forward, arms sweep back. Remember, this could be your pose. Or challenge yourself, right knee to the chest, stand on your left leg, arms reach up. Then you've got to find your way back, warrior 3, to transition. Right leg back, chest reaches forward. And then you land in your lunge. We end up here each time. 3 more, same thing. Do your best. Inhale, reach up, stretch up. Exhale, halfway forward. Ground through your left foot, right knee to your chest, maybe, or you stay in that last pose. And then sweep it back, warrior 3. One more time, land in your lunge. Pause there, inhale, reach up, stretch up. We've actually got 2 more. So sorry to jump the gun. Halfway forward again, arms sweep back. Stand up tall, find your balance, maybe. Sweep it back, warrior 3. Land in your lunge. Take your time. If this speed is not your speed, that's okay. Slow it down. Last one. This time I mean it. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, come halfway forward. Arms sweep back. And then right knee to your chest, maybe. Arms reach up. Last one, then we sweep it back, pause. And land, crescent lunge. Little pause when you get there. And then circle around and open to your right. Straighten out the left leg for a moment and make sure the right toes are angled forward with your body as opposed to away from your body, which is not so great for the back knee. So make sure the toes angle forward, then bend the left knee. Hopefully I've said that so many times that you'd be able to correct that in your sleep at this point. Lean forward when you're ready. Flip the left palm. Inhale, peaceful warrior. Exhale, side angle pose. And then 2 more. Inhale, peaceful. Exhale, side angle. Last one like that. Inhale, peaceful. Strong legs, belly is toned. Exhale, side angle. And then inhale to a straight-legged warrior 2, straight being relative, as always. Draw back on the left hip, lengthen forward, and then rotate. Left hand comes down to a shin or a thigh or a block. Right arm opens up. So you could very well be all the way up here and still in a perfect version of the pose. So see what works best for you. And try to make your left side ribs and your right side ribs as even as you can. We're here 3 more breaths. And 2. And 1. Now press down, lift up, warrior 2. So 1 more bend in the front knee, arms go wide. And then you'll cartwheel the arms down, frame out the left foot. Spin to the ball of the right foot, set the right knee down. Grab some props if you want them. And then the left leg, 1 more time, will stretch towards straight. Inhale, the chest reaches forward, shoulders draw back. And then exhale, you fold in any amount you're comfortable with. Don't worry what it looks like or how deep you go. Just focus on how it feels. Shoulders away from the ears, last 3. And 2. And 1. Now blink the eyes open. Lift up just about halfway. Adjust your blocks. You've got a little leverage to bend your left knee and slide your left shin bone back to meet the right. If you've got blocks, flip them up to the higher setting and place them by your ankles. If you don't have blocks, that's okay. And then curl the toes under so it's a little easier. You can't really see, but toes are curled as opposed to toes pointing straight back. And then blocks are here to be even higher than the heels. What you're going to do is press your pelvis forward. Think tailbone towards the floor. Lift your rib cage up towards the ceiling. And then with the palms spinning open up the chest, just like Cobra Pose. See if maybe you can reach back and touch your blocks. If you can, great. You can go a little farther. If you want to reach back and touch your heels, you can do that too. But make sure the chest is lifting, the pelvis is reaching forward. And if all that sounds like way too much, you're like, my blocks, my heels are nowhere in sight, you're just here. and that's okay. Toes can point if you want to go deeper to go back for the heels. This pose is called Camel Pose, so it's a really good front body opener. But you've got to be mindful because the back body can get compressed if you're not doing all the setup options exactly right. Now, whatever happens, slowly, hands to the low back, lift your chest up, sit your hips towards your heels for a moment, palms to your thighs, tuck your chin. Close the eyes, we're gonna do one more, but let's reset for a moment first. If you get a little headache in your temples from that one, it means you need to lift your chest more when you come into the pose. And that'll pull you out of your low back. The low back tends to get it's kind of jammed up if we're not really trying to lengthen. Well, let's try one more. Lift the head and neck upright. Lift up into your high kneeling position. Of course, add a cushion under your knees if you need one. Curl your toes if that feels better. Add your blocks if that seems better. And then spin the palms open to the front of the mat. Pubic bone at the front of the pelvis, press it forward to the front of the mat. And then breastbone at the center of the chest, lift it up towards the ceiling. So you've got these two directions of your pose, reaching forward and upward. And then you might curl back and catch your heels. You might not. You might just keep the palms spinning open. We're here for 3, so keep your breath happening. If you feel really good, you can look at the ceiling. Eventually, you can take the sides of your neck back into a deeper back bend. And last one already, deep breath in. Exhale, hands to the low back. Lift up, tuck the chin, point the feet back. Sit down on the heels for a moment, bow the head, close the eyes. Notice this pose is a little stimulating, so you might feel your heart rate go up a little bit or your breath rate go in a different direction than we want it to. Slow everything down. And then from here on out, we unwind, lift the head, float open the eyes, shift over in one direction or the other, and take your feet together and your knees wide. But let's go for the wider diamond shape. So you've got pretty good, substantial 12 inches or so from pubic bone to heels, maybe even more if you like to have more space there. And then your right knee will pick up a little bit. I'll mirror you guys. You'll take your right hand inside the shape your legs are making, either find fingertips, flatten out the palm, or walk your arm all the way out to the right. If you get your elbow down, you're substantially deeper, so you don't have to go there, but you might be working in that direction. And then left hand is going to find the left inner thigh. You'll push it away from you like you want nothing to do with it. Keep the chest open, spin the gaze down, and then tuck your chin to your chest. And close the eyes. And slow, steady breathing. Notice what you feel and where you feel it. Take one more inhale, stay here. Exhale, lean forward. Use your left fingertips, push the ground away. Unthread the right arm. Pause once you're almost upright and then switch. Left shin bone lifts up a little bit. Left arm is going to thread from inside the shape your legs are making. And you can find your fingertips, your palm, or even part of your forearm. Maybe the elbow, but don't push that too hard. Right hand, right thigh. Push the thigh away from you. Lean to the left and then spin your gaze down. And tuck your chin. Check on your facial muscles. They love to tense up. They love to scrunch up and get agitated, so smooth them all out again. Last 2 here. And one, now lean forward, use your right fingertips, push the ground away, unthread the left arm. Scoot your heels in a little closer so you've got this tighter diamond shape. And then this time, interlace your fingers, wrap them around your toes, or catch the two big toes if you like. Inhale, lengthen forward, open the chest. And then exhale, hinge over your hips, bow forward. Tuck the chin, close the eyes. Shoulders down and back, find your stretch. Last two. And one, rise all the way back up. Release the hold of your toes, help your knees together. Lie down on your back. Walk yourself down on fingertips. You can do a little core work on the way down. When you arrive, full body stretch. Inhale, reach the arms and legs apart. And then exhale, both knees bend. And let's go right side pigeon pose, figure four. So you'll cross your right ankle on top of your left thigh. Keep the back of your head, back of your shoulders nice and heavy. And then if you'd like to go deeper, pull that left thigh in, thread the right arm through the space between the legs, and then interlace fingers behind the left thigh. Then draw the shoulders down and back for a moment, just be still. Notice what you feel, notice what you have to work with. If you'd like to investigate a little further, you can gently rock side to side. After all that standing movement, balance movement, you feel like you need some stillness, just keep the pose still for today. Different approaches for different reasons. Find your reason. That'll give you the best approach. Check on the breath, make sure it's still happening, it's still slow, it's still mindful. In theory, you should be capable of the deepest breath you've taken so far in this whole practice. You've made that much more space. And then after one more inhale here, exhale, release that, stretch the thigh bones apart, right knee in, left leg out. Reach the legs away from one another, then take the outer right thigh in your left hand. Drape the leg across you to the left and peel the right arm open to the right. Nice, easygoing twist. And then come back to center, right foot flat, left ankle crosses over the right thigh. Maybe that's plenty, or maybe pull the right thigh in. You can clasp hands behind the right thigh if you like, shoulders down and back. The eyes might close. And stay there, or add a little side to side movement if you'd like. Again, check on your breath. Find the slowest breath so far. You're here about 4 more cycles. Last 2. And 1. Let's end with a twist. So release that. Hug your left knee in. Stretch your right leg out. Reach the thigh bones apart. Shoulders down and back. And then take the outer left thigh. In your right hand, drape the leg across you to the right. Left arm can reach open to the left. And a little extra stretch, a little extra space, a nice wringing out for the belly. And then come on back to center. And you got your Shavasana, so you can fly the legs right out into your resting place. You might like to take your blocks behind your thighs. I always like that one. It's a little supportive for the lower back. So see how you feel. And then either palms face open to the ceiling, which is more traditional. It's a nice opening for the chest, or palms face down on the belly, which can be nice to just get a little passive feedback from the breath. And also to add some warmth to the belly, which can help with things like digestion. Find a place to let yourself sink in and take rest. And then soften the jaws, close the eyes. Melt yourself into a really easygoing place. you need more time to stay and rest, by all means, spend as much time as you have. Feeling fulfilled, refreshed, and ready to move on with the rest of your day. Start by just breathing yourself back. As you deepen the breath, you should feel a little more liveliness within the body again. You may even be tempted to stretch and move. So start with the toes and the fingers. Then maybe full body stretch, reach the arms and legs apart. And then you'll hug the knees to the chest. Take a moment to roll out any tension in your back. And then ease yourself over to one side or the other. Pause there a moment. And then push the ground away, come all the way upright, and find a seat. As you sit up tall, use whatever props you need and bring your palms to prayer. Gather any self-awareness, any intention that you set, any goals for moving forward you may have. Seal in our practice time with an Om. So join or listen, whichever you'd like. Take a nice deep breath in to prepare. Bow your head to your heart. The light in me honors that very same light in each one of you. Namaste.